The Battle of Khafji was the first major ground engagement of the Gulf War. It took place from January 29 to February 1, 1991, in and around the Saudi Arabian city of Khafji. The battle marked the first major combat test of the coalition forces against the Iraqi Army, which had invaded Kuwait in August 1990, leading to the Gulf War. Iraq's invasion of Kuwait on August 2, 1990, prompted a swift international response. A coalition of 35 countries, led by the United States, formed to expel Iraqi forces from Kuwait. Following months of aerial bombardment that began on January 17, 1991, Iraqi forces attempted to draw coalition ground forces into combat by making incursions into Saudi Arabia. The battle began on the night of January 29, 1991, when Iraqi forces, comprising elements of the Iraqi Army's 5th Mechanized Division and the 3rd Armored Division, crossed into Saudi Arabia and seized the lightly defended town of Khafji. The incursion was possibly intended to provoke a ground response from the coalition, to test their defenses, or to distract from Iraq's defensive preparations in Kuwait. Coalition forces initially consisted of Saudi and Qatari troops, who were soon joined by forces from the United States Marines. Despite the surprise and initial success of the Iraqi forces, the coalition quickly responded. The battle was characterized by intense urban combat within Khafji, as well as significant use of artillery and air support by coalition forces to target Iraqi positions. One notable aspect of the battle was the extensive use of night vision equipment and precision-guided munitions by coalition forces, showcasing the technological edge the coalition held over the Iraqi military. The battle also saw some instances of friendly fire and confusion due to the fog of war, including an incident where an American A-10 aircraft attacked U.S. Marine vehicles, resulting in casualties. By February 1, Iraqi forces had been expelled from Khafji. The battle resulted in significant Iraqi casualties and the capture of a number of Iraqi soldiers. Coalition casualties were relatively light, considering the intensity of the fighting. The Battle of Khafji was significant for several reasons. It was the first major ground engagement of the Gulf War and demonstrated the effectiveness of coalition forces' training, technology, and tactics. The battle also boosted the morale of coalition forces and had a psychological impact on Iraqi troops, underscoring their vulnerability to coalition air power and precision-guided munitions. Furthermore, it reassured members of the coalition, particularly the Gulf states, about the capability and commitment of the coalition to defend Saudi Arabia and liberate Kuwait. In strategic terms, the battle did not alter the course of the war but provided valuable combat experience to coalition forces and confirmed the efficacy of their air-ground coordination, setting the stage for the ground offensive that would eventually liberate Kuwait.